Now at the plate, Matt Antonelli.
All right. Who's starting for the Angels? Do we want Ohtani? I'm thinking we want Ohtani, huh? I already turned the commentators off, so hopefully everything else is okay. All right, we got Ohtani. We're gonna have Schmidt start. Wow, look at these guys. Hopefully these guys don't pitch today. They're not very good overalls. Looks like my overall. Over here, that lineup looks good. Over here, we got Bond sitting here. Look at this team right here. Pretty good. All right, we got Ohtani over there. All right, we're good to go, guys. Here we go. Here we go, boys and girls. We've got the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim against the San Francisco Giants. Little World Series matchup of 2000 and what year was the World Series? 2002? I can't remember. Let's go predictions. Predictions. I'm going with the Giants. Well, yeah, I don't know. I didn't check out the... I'm going to go Giants win because Bonds is going to probably have like 5 RBIs. I'm going to say 6-3 Giants. So, by the way, guys, just so everyone knows, Jack Dawson, who's in the chat tonight, built this Giants roster, okay? He built it for us. Jason Schmidt on the mound, 6'5", righty, 212 pounds, 31 years old. So, we don't know what Jack did to these players. I mean, how roided up, before we start this up, we got to get me out of here. Jack, how roided up is Bonds? Because is this like the most roided he ever was during his career? Because he might hit 4 homers tonight. Yeah, is this Incredible Hulk?
Leading off tonight for the
Let's see. Let's turn everything down just a little bit more. Maybe like right there. Right there. Okay, that should be good for everybody. Very roided. Okay, here we go. I don't know. I should have checked the lineup. I don't know who's catching. I don't know anyone right now. Well, Lestella's leading off here for the Angels. We'll learn the Giants roster as we go.
Nope, that's a ball.
There's the 0-1 for a ball. 58 degrees here in San Francisco. Slight winds, 7 miles an hour. It's a breaking ball down. There's the 2-1 to Listella. Down. Schmidt falls behind, 3-1. Mike Trout on deck for the Angels. Don't want to walk the leadoff guy with him. Coming up. There's a strike on the corner. Hey, tomato. Thank you so much. AJ Perzinski behind the dish. He's kind of a jerk sometimes. There's a fly ball. Bonds heading back, and he makes the catch. Roided out of his mind. He still can move decently well. Can't wipe his ass after he uses the bathroom, but he'll make the nice running catch to retire Listella, and it's 1 down here in the first. And here comes Mike Trout, 291 with 45. Here's the yo-yo. The 0-0 pitch just misses. I was not in that game, no. What year was that? I feel like I watched that game, but I was not on the big league team. Can anyone find out what year Jonathan Sanchez no-hit the Padres? I feel like I was on the roster, though. I don't know, though. How old was Bonds in 04? Bonds was probably 30... I don't know. I don't know if he was 39. I feel like he might have been a little younger, but I could be wrong. There's a swing and a miss by Trout. That doesn't happen much, although he doesn't like the ball up. Would rather have it down. Here's the 2. Oh my God! And Trout swung, and the ball was halfway to the plate. Not sure what happened there. Trout was on his follow-through. And the ball hadn't reached the plate yet. Very unlike Trout. The yo-yo pitch. It's a changeup. It's a new changeup. You just pull the string on it. I'm going to call, from now on, when we call changeups for Antonelli baseball, I'm just going to call them yo-yos. Kind of like that. July 10th, 2009. So I was up in 08, and then in 09, I was, 09 was a disastrous year for me. I had hurt my knee, hurt my hand. I got the swine flu. Oh my God, guys. No, 09 was probably the worst year of my career. Anything bad that could have happened, happened. And that's the end of the inning. So here's Shohei Ohtani. Two-way superstar. Missed last season with Tommy John surgery. He is fully recovered. Hopefully. Here's Ray Durham. I remember Ray. Ray, here in October, hitting 0. Ray's got a big head, it looks like. Jack, what did you do to Ray's head? Is Ray on roids too? Guy's got the forehead the size of a drive-in movie theater. And there's strike 1 to Ray. Matt, what are some of the team building exercises events that you do with your team in Antonelli baseball? It's a great question. So it's really up to the team coaches. So teams will do different things throughout the year. Like last year we took everyone to a Lowell Spinners game. Certain teams will go, like, I know our 14s this year went to Dave & Buster's for like a little night with the team out. Some teams do team dinners. It just depends. Yeah, I think Jack put all the Giants on roids. There's a fastball in. 2-0 to somebody. I got to pay attention here. I don't remember the Giants roster back in 2004. It's a high strike called. That's what it does to you. That's Jack. That's a good point, Jack. I just make them sprint. I bring my lawn chair with a glass of pink lemonade with a straw and an umbrella, a little umbrella thing hanging out of my straw, and then I just scream, "Run faster!" That's how we build team camaraderie. So I just roam throughout the season to see all the teams play, but I am the head coach. I've always been the head coach of our 17-year-old team. This year I'm the head coach of our 13 and 17-year-old team, but right now our 13s are not playing because we're not allowed to. Yeah, this does remind me of NBA Jam a little bit. That is like big heads in NBA Jam. Here's the full count pitch to number 35, Cruz. Which Cruz was this? I don't remember. That's a good point, Bert. Again. That's all I say. Again. And there's a rocket to Ohtani. Surprised he put his body in front of that rocket. He's got a family to think about. I got to say that every time there's a slowly hit ball. It was actually sacrificed. Surprised he sacrificed his body on that rocket. He's got a family to think about. So here's Pedro Feliz stepping in. Every hitter on the Giants is struggling this year, hitting 0 with no homers, no RBI. Yeah, that was hit by a grown man. How much harder will I be on my son? I don't know. I'm interested to see that. Right now, I'm not like super hard on him at all because he's only 5. So I'm very much in the mode right now of if he wants to do it, then great. If he doesn't want to do it, I'm not gonna like push him to do it. So I'll be interested to see what type of approach I take with him, because ultimately when he gets to the point, if he tells me like I want to be really good, then I feel like I can help give him advice on how to be good. And then if he tells me he wants to be good but isn't trying to be good, then I can smack him around a little bit. Not physically, but maybe just verbally. There's strike 3, a 99-mile-an-hour fastball by Ohtani. And we won't get to see Bonds hit till the 2nd. There's another legend walking to the plate. Number 5, Albert Pujols. Albert, 244 with 23. Still hanging on. Albert's, I don't know how old Albert is. 40 years old. Somewhere around there. Matt, when you were offered PEDs, did they say it was PEDs or did you think they were PED? What, Glenn? I don't even know what that sentence means. There's a foul back, and Przinsky's still waiting to receive it. Still waiting to receive it. Still waiting. Oh, yep, that's right. The ball was fouled 50 feet over my head, maybe 100. Oh, my God. It's not a sword, Albert. That's strike 3. He's going to shake his head saying, that was disgusting. I don't know what I'm swinging at. Oh, that was ugly. Still prettier than my swing. What am I talking about? I'm going to go with Bonds in that fight. So here's Justin Upton. I can tell my Justin Upton story for the 400th time. Most I've ever been yelled at in a big league uniform was when I was playing against Justin Upton. He hit me a ground ball to third. I fielded it. I took like 3 shuffles. Didn't realize that he was like a 6'4" runner when he was young, and he beat it out at first. Our pitching coach told me to don't ever effing do that again. I said, yes, sir. I actually didn't. I just looked at him. There's a deep ball hit to right field. That's going to one-hop the fence. Picked up by number 50. Not sure who you are. Upton hustling in the 2, and he's going to dive in safely head first with a double. I wasn't offered. Well, I had a teammate that asked if I wanted HGH. That was the one time I said no, thank you. So that's actually what he said. He said, "You want some HGH, man? I can get you some." I was like, "No, thanks. Thanks for offering." It's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing. There's a fastball up for a ball. Here's the 1-0, fouled back by Goodwin. No, I didn't say anything about that. That would have been pretty messed up of me if I said something, I think. Durham under it, and he makes the catch. Had to move his head to get out of the way. Reaches around it, makes the catch. Guy's head looks like a beach volleyball in this game. I mean a beach ball, not a beach volleyball. Beach volleyballs probably aren't that big. But a beach ball is. Simmons stepping to the plate. The all-world defender at short. He swings at a breaking ball for a strike. Yeah, I am supporting the Isotope shirt. How do you see that? There we go. Go Isotopes. Thank you to the Isotopes for sending Real Life Matt their shirt. I'm also supporting, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm supporting some pajama pants with footballs on them. Look at that. Getting into the football mood. Hopefully we have football this year. I put these on tonight, and before I came down here, Przinsky misses the block by 3 feet. Almost went to fight Simmons. Laurie said, "What the hell are you wearing?" I said, "What's the problem?" She told me I was wearing my pants too high. I was channeling my inner Steve Urkel. I love Steve Urkel. Upton moves up to third. He'll dive head first for no apparent reason. There's a line shot to short. It actually one-hops him. Throws it across. Nice pick over there by the first baseman. And now we'll get to see Barry Bonds. Get your syringes out. Any players that smoke weed during the season? Well, you couldn't in the minors. Or you could in the majors. Here he comes, guys. Jack, actually, you didn't make him big enough. I feel like he should be. You made him a little too skinny. But that's okay. Oh, I like the stance, though. Very good. So here's... Oh, my God, Barry. I've never seen Barry take a swing like that in my life. Yep, he's saying, what the hell? Yeah, this looks more like... this is in between Pittsburgh Pirate Bonds and Giants Bonds. This is a foul ball. So Bonds comes out swinging. Even has the exact good job. He's using a Louisville Slugger bat, which is not the sand bat, but he's got the tape job right. Got the color of the bat right. There's a ball low.
I got to count 1 and 2.
So Bond's a little rusty. Hasn't played in a few years, but it's a breaking ball for a ball. I don't know, Big Shots. I've never been asked before in my life, except for that one time. And the person just said, do you want HGH? And there's a rocket hit up the middle by Bonds. Ohtani, glad he kept it in the ballpark. That's a success. Yep, feeding them roids. I love watching Barry Bonds play. I know some people get really mad at all the guys that did roids. Uh-oh. My phone's going off, guys. Hold on. I've got a sand bat upstairs, thanks to Lincoln Bishop. So, guys, I got a question for you guys. So, I'm going to buy a different rookie card every night of the week, hopefully. And Bonds is off. So Bonds at 40 years old still says I can run. I'm going to be a 40-40 guy tonight. I'll do it tonight. So guys, I'm looking to buy my first bunch of rookie cards. I want to get a Juan Soto. I want to get a Acuna Jr. So I got this Juan Soto right here. Been looking at prices. This card's been going for, so this Topps update. PSA 10, trying to speak like I know what I'm talking about. This card right here I've seen has been going for around like $100 and something. And I have a little, what's it called going right now? A little auction. I've got 10 minutes to be the highest bidder. It's at 116 right now. There's another one at 120. I think I'm going to put a bid in here. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to use like $500 that I've saved up. And I'm going to buy like 5, 6, 7 cards. Going to bed already?
Nope, outside.
Don't do it. Why not, Lex Luthor? Oh, 70?
That's out.
Oh, bacon. 116 and 1 cent? I will. I'm going to in a minute. Oh, I love Barry Bonds. I don't, like, I know some people, I don't know if I already said this or if I said it in my mind, but some people get really mad about the steroid guys. They don't bother me. Like, I'm a little upset that I probably played when some guys were on stuff, because I think there are still guys on it, obviously, guys that test positive for stuff. And there were guys on it when I was playing. And I had to compete against guys that were taking roids, and I wasn't, so I had a disadvantage. But I'm not like, back at this time, not this time, but back like in the 90s and stuff, there were a lot of guys taking them. I don't get so mad because I'm like, well, a lot of hitters were on them, but the pitchers were on them, and technically it wasn't against the rules up to a point. It was against the law, I believe, but not against the rules, which is interesting. Or maybe they were against the rules, but no one was testing, so you couldn't get caught. Why is the skill gap between college and the majors so large? It's just because of, well, that's a good question. And I don't know the exact reason. The college game is, I mean, it's a lot different than the big league game. And I guess it's... Hold on one sec. No Red Dead 2 tonight. No, this game's going to take a little while.
The pitcher, number 17, Whey.
My guess is that baseball is just it's a very skill game, which a lot of sports are, I guess. But like, I don't know. I guess it just takes a long time to acquire the skill that these guys have, and then you have all the minor league systems, so I don't know. I'm not doing a good job answering this question. But there's a huge difference between college ball and Major League Baseball. It's not even close to each other. I'll do that, Jack.
The batter, the second.
No, I collected every card as a kid. I had tons of hockey cards, basketball cards, football cards, baseball cards.
Oh, that's low.
Yeah, but even with a lot of college teams, like you can take the best college player and they're not ready for the major leagues, especially position players. You know, like if you took the best college position player and put him in the big leagues, he wouldn't be ready for it. If you took the best college football player and put him right into the NFL, he might not play great, but he would there's a chance he could do perfectly fine. You know, like you took Saquon Barkley out of Penn State and put him in the NFL and he could dominate.
3 balls, 1 strike.
I'm doing great. How you doing, Jay Griffin? Yeah, exactly. NFL picks can make impacts immediately. Baseball guys don't. It depends. I mean, like when I was in college, I was just as big as I was. I actually was bigger in college than I was when I made my major league debut. So there are some big, strong guys in college.
Linden.
That's a ball.
An anonymous chair. Thank you.
Hey.
You get really good at baseball too when you play a lot, and you don't play a lot. Like in high school, I mean, at least for me, I didn't play at all in high school because in Massachusetts you can barely play. We only played like 20-something games, 20 games in high school season. Even in college, you play 56 games and you play some fall ball games and stuff, but nothing compares to what the work you put in as a professional. You get so much better your first professional year because you just play baseball all day long, like 8 months straight. Well, they also Also, the thing is,
The pitcher.
um,
Jason Smith.
like there are some guys that could play in the majors that are in the minors, but they won't put them up. So like Rutschman's a good point. Like they're not going to put him up in the majors because they do suck. Even if they thought he was ready right now, if they said, man, this is the greatest player ever, they're not going to put him up because when you put him up, you start his clock, and then you're going to have to pay him earlier, and he's going to become he's going to reach arbitration earlier, and he's going to become a free agent earlier. So there's certain guys that you just keep down because you want to keep them down. And I'm not saying no one could go up to the big leagues and be okay. Like he might, but they're not going to put him up there because they have him under control for a while in the minors. And they, like I said, they stink, so they're going to wait. They're going to try to rebuild.
Up next for the Giants. The second baseman.
I'm actually checking right now.
Ventura.
This says, we'll bid for you up to. So what does that mean, they'll bid for me? I can just put in a bid up to a certain number. I don't have to put in the exact bid. I don't know how to do eBay. I've never done eBay before. There's a fly ball to right. And it's caught by Goodwin. That ends the inning. Tipping pitches and how it affects the game. What do you mean by tipping pitches? Like tipping pitches as in getting pitches stolen from the base runner, or like you tip pitches as in like the pitcher does something different on each pitch and guys can see it? I didn't see Bill James say they should get rid of the balk rule. I didn't realize he said that. I believe that. The balk rule. Which balk rule? Like just don't have any balks? I think that would be a bad idea. I did see about that in Missouri. Oh yeah, the balk rule is kind of vague. There needs to be balks, but yeah, you could change the rule a little bit. Or you could just state it better. I mean, don't most of the balk stuff, doesn't it just revolve around deceiving the runner? What does that mean, deceiving the runner? I've never read, I can't recite the rule for you, but... Uh-oh, the bid's going up. People are trying to outbid each other by 50 cents here. We got 1 minute to go, then I'll start announcing again. I'm so interested in how this all works.
No, ball four.
Now batting. The third baseman, Anthony Rendon.
If there were no balks, though, you get guys picked off all the time. Or you would just have no one be able to steal.
That's the ball. 1-1.
Oh, I lost out on that card. Interesting how this works, guys. That was fun right there. I just put a bid in with 5 seconds to go, but I got outbid. I put in a 5 second, with 5 seconds left, I put in a bid at 121, and then somebody outbid me at 123.50 before I could even put in another one. So I didn't get that one. 123.50.
The first baseman, Albert.
Oh, this other one went for 120. Shoot. I would have gotten that one if I bid on that one. Okay, let's get back to the chat now since that was over. Well, that was fun, even though I didn't get anything. Kind of stinks. Laura outbid me. Laura definitely didn't outbid me. She probably put something in to make sure that I didn't get it. So batters having an advantage in tipping pitches. I mean, I don't have anything wrong with tipping pitches. If the pitcher does something silly to let you know what's coming, then I say go ahead and take it. And it does help knowing the pitch, obviously. That's why the Astros were trying to steal him. That's why everyone tries to steal him. Laura, thinking about spending money on cards? I don't really spend any money on cards. I mean, I spend like a little bit of money here and there, but I told her I was going to buy a couple cards. Hey, thanks, Brendan Carter on YouTube. Yeah, so it kind of stinks that I lost out right there by $2.50, but that was my first time doing it, so now I kind of know that people wait for the very last second. I waited to almost the very last second, but not long enough because that 121 didn't get it.
0-1.
Base runners stealing signs? Yeah, I think base runners can steal signs. I think that's fine. You can't stop base runners from stealing signs because you can't tell them to like close their eyes or not look at the catcher, you know, so. As long as you do a good job switching up your signs, then you're not going to get your sign stolen that much from base runners. Oh, the tournaments? It depends on the tournament, depends where we're playing. Everyone's different, but usually around here it's what you play with at high school rules.
Leading up for the Giants.
How did I move up in the minors so fast? I just hit well my first year. Like my first short season, I was injured. I almost broke my finger. I mean, I didn't hit for any power because I was using a humongous bat, but I had a really high on-base percentage. I think I was one of the better on-base guys in that league, I think, that year. And then my first full season, I hit 21 home runs as a second baseman, which was a real lot in the minors. So I moved up real quickly to AAA.
1-1.
Bond's batting 1 through 9. What were some of our signs? What do you mean? Some signs for what? Signs from the catcher, you mean? Or there's so many signs in baseball.
That ball went out.
Why is a check swing so subjective? Well, a check swing happens so fast that it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. And there's no way to make it not, I guess, because you can't slow it down. There's no way to really judge it other than by the umpire's eyes, so.
The first baseman, number 7, Pedro. The lead.
Oh, the baseball god's real. It feels like it sometimes. So that's fouled back. Again, I don't know who's hitting. Yeah, sometimes I did believe in baseball gods. Robot strike zone. I don't know how I feel about that. I have to see it in action, I think.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is hard to see sometimes. Hello, Laura. I just lost out on my bid to buy my first rookie card on eBay. I put my bid in with 5 seconds, and then someone outbid me with 1 second left.
To buy your own card?
No, what do I want my own card for? I
You
stink.
said my rookie card.
No, my first. Oh, sorry, you're right. I did say my first rookie card. Like, as in me buying a rookie card for the first time. It's okay. I'll get over it. There's a deep fly ball hit. Trout going back, going back, going back. He's going to look up, and that ball's out of here. So a home run by Feliz. His first of the year, even though we're in October. Jack Dawson said, I don't care about stats. Jack, who'd you make the third base coach? Is that Ron Washington back in the day with the fro? It's a good look. So the Giants go up 1-0. Thank you, everyone. Laura left the room quickly. She came in, saw that I was... I think she thinks I'm playing, but... 111.6 exit velocity. We didn't have exit velocities and launch angles back in 2000 and... When's this game being played? 2002 in our minds. Hang time of 6.12 seconds, like a punt. 427 feet. So here comes Skinny Bonds.
Left fielder. Barry. Draw.
Nice pitch by Ohtani to get ahead. Is George Springer a top 5 outfielder? George Springer's really good. I don't know if he's a top 5 outfielder, if you consider all outfielders, but he's really good. Bonds chases another ball in the dirt. Jack, what did you put for Bonds' pitch recognition or plate discipline? Doesn't seem like you put it very high. Here's the 0-2 to Bonds. Oh, just misses. Tried to go up in the zone. Yep, Ohtani. He's saying something in Japanese. Umpire's not sure what he's talking about. So here's the 1-2. They're going to go up again. Bonds lays off it again. 2-2. There's a ground ball to short. Simmons with the play throws across. Bonds busting it down the line, but he's out. Is Cano as top second baseman? No, not anymore. Is Edelman a future Hall of Famer? Well, if you look at his playoff stats, then he is, but his regular season stats probably are not on par with other Hall of Famers. But, I mean, the guy holds postseason records, and he's won some Super Bowls. I don't know. It's a tough call, but I think he might squeeze in there. My daughter's doing great, thank you. Yeah, Laura already has given my son an at-home haircut yesterday, actually. She did an awesome job. Why would the MLB let an independent company control their prospects? What do you mean by that?
No ball, 2 strikes.
What rookie am I most excited about in the NFL? Well, I want to see... Oh, that was ugly. That ball is going to roll. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. It'll be a stand-up double. So what rookies am I most excited about? Well, the quarterback. So probably I want to see Tua play, obviously. I want to see Burrow play. I want to see...
Off the plate, ball 1.
I'd like to see the wide receivers. So I guess all the skill position guys. Lamb and... the 2 Alabama receivers. There's a slider, I think, for a strike. Will Brady reach another Super Bowl before he retires? Well, if I had to take a guess, I'd say no, just because it's really hard to go to a Super Bowl. But I do think if there is football this year, I mean, I think the Bucs are really talented. Their offense is going to be super explosive. Their defense was much improved last year. It was pretty good last year. The reason they didn't win much is because they turned the ball over so much, and now you bring in a guy that hopefully that is known for not making bad decisions and turning the ball over. I think the interesting thing will be is, you know, how long can he continue? You know, he didn't have a great year last year. Some people say it's because there's no weapons around him, which could be the truth. But how long can he continue to play well at this age and in a new system? That'll be, we'll see. But if I had a bet, I would bet no, just because it's really hard to make the Super Bowl. There's strike three. Is that Marquise Grissom? And that'll be the end of the inning. So the Giants put one up with a home run to deep center field. I played hockey and football in high school. Best defensive infielder? Well, you got Matt Chapman at third, and Arenado is a stud too at third. Simmons at short is ridiculous. I might go Simmons. So this is a line shot by Goodwin to start things off for the Angels. Lindor is obviously really good too. Let's see, I'm missing a lot of questions here. Whoa, how'd I miss all these questions?
He's going.
There's a beautifully executed hit and run. Small ball is not dead.
Nope, you're late.
It'll be first and third for the Angels.
Now batting, the catcher, Jason Castro.
Yeah, Laura will probably record it. I told Laura the first time Brady throws a touchdown to Gronk. And Jason Castro just hit this one to the moon. That's way back and gone. That puts the Angels up 3-1. My prediction not looking very good right now. My prediction was 6-3. So the first time Brady throws Gronk a touchdown pass, I probably will throw up in my mouth. I told her I would, and I probably, yeah, I think I'm going to. What do I think about the Chiefs, Glenn? I think the Chiefs are freaking the most scary offense ever. That's what I think. I don't know how you stop them. They got way too much speed. Mahomes can throw the ball a country mile, and he's athletic. So you got to worry about him running all over the place. You got to be able to stick with receivers for a long time when he starts running all over the place. Their receivers are too fast to stick with. They're just really hard to beat. They're hard to stop, I mean. They've got the best tight end, one of the best wide receivers, and then every other receiver on their team runs a 4-3. Am I a fan of catchers framing? Well, what do you mean by framing? I mean, I have all of our catchers. So our catchers don't just catch the ball and hold the glove there. They all try to get below, like on a low pitch, get below the ball, catch the bottom of the ball, and they're going to kind of take the ball or take the glove from being extended to then into their body. Now the big thing is extension, the flexion. But so yeah, we do teach it. I played. I was a cornerback in football on defense, and I was a slot wide receiver on offense. And hockey, I was center.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike.
Was this year supposed to be the Padres' year? Well, they're going to be super exciting. I don't know. They might still be a few years away, but they will be exciting. 10-cent beer night? Sure. Oh, you got my tops and upper deck rookie cards? I like it.
Nope, that's the ball. Counts 1-0.
I don't know if the Browns are going to win it all. I mean, I think they continually go out and win. I mean, they had
1 ball, 1 strike.
they picked up Conklin, right, to play tackle, and then they drafted the kid from Alabama, so now they've got 2 tackles.
Ball, that's inside.
And they've obviously got Beckham and Landry. And didn't they sign Hooper too?
Nope, outside.
And they got freaking Chubb. I mean, their offense is ridiculous. But it showed last year that just because you have a bunch of great players in offense. Now, I don't think the O-line was very good last year, and Baker didn't play great, but he was also under pressure a lot, so I don't know. I think they're going to be good. We'll see what happens.
Nope, ball 4.
Do I enjoy soccer? I don't mind it, but I don't watch it a whole lot. The only time I watch soccer is when I was over at my grandparents' house because they both watch a lot of soccer. Catchers to strengthen their knees. Well, to strengthen your legs, I mean, I'm always a fan of squats, deadlifts, and then just getting your legs in shape, just catching a lot. Javi Baez? Yeah, Javi Baez is great. I think Simmons is probably the best, but Javi Baez is up there.
The count's 1-1.
Do I think I could have made the NHL or the AHL? I think that if I dedicated myself to hockey like I did baseball, I don't know if I'd make the NHL, but I would have tried to make it. Maybe. What do I think about the Packers? Well, I like the Packers because I like Aaron Rodgers. And I like Jones. And I like Adams. And I like their defense. Yeah, I like the Packers. It was interesting that instead of getting some more help, maybe a wideout, get a little bit more explosive, that they went and drafted the quarterback in the first round. But did the Titans pay Tannehill too early? I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch the Titans play a lot last year. I watched them play against the Patriots.
The catcher, AJ.
I mean, he definitely helped them turn things around when they pulled Mariota. But just watching him against the Patriots, I feel is what I saw him do a lot is they beat the hell out of you by running the ball, jamming it right down your throat, kicking the ever-living snot out of you. And then he'd make a couple of throws on play-action passes. But I also saw him miss a lot of balls, like even against the Patriots. Like, I don't feel like he did one thing that I was like, man, he really helped them win today. They literally won because they just gave the ball to Henry 30 times, and they kicked the ever-living shit out of us.
The count is 1-2.
The Colts, I like the Colts. I think the Colts are good. I think, who's their GM? Ballard? I think Tommy LaStella. Is that LaStella at second? He's excited to fire the ball across to first. I think the Colts are good. I just like their team. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. I don't know if I'm going to put them in Super Bowl talk, but I think they're a good team. I think the Chiefs are going to be super hard to beat again. They've got most of their team back. And I think that the Ravens are going to be really good again, even though I just think it's going to – I think Lamar Jackson is going to keep getting better. And he's so fast and so athletic that it's just unfair. It's like kind of like playing against Michael Vick. And if he gets better at throwing the ball, if he keeps getting better, then it's going to be really hard to stop him. Plus, the Ravens just always play well, and they're really tough. And their defense, now they got Calais Campbell, who I know is getting older. And who else did they get? They got another end. Who else did they get? They got another defensive lineman, I feel like. I don't know. The Ravens scare me. Out of all the teams, I never liked playing the Ravens. I feel like no matter how good the Pats were, like you just don't want to play the Ravens because they're tough as all hell, and they're pretty well coached, and they're never afraid to go in and play against a team, no matter how. Like they were like the one team that did not care to come into Foxborough. Everyone else pooped their pants when they came into Foxborough to play the Patriots, except the Ravens. I felt like the Ravens were the only team that would come into Foxborough and still think they were going to win.
At the ball. 2 balls, no strike.
My Super Bowl teams for 2020 season, well, I'm probably going to go, I mean, the easy thing is to say the Chiefs again, and I do think the Chiefs are really good. But I do like the Ravens a lot. Do I like anyone else in the AFC? Not really. Those are my 2 favorite teams. I think those are the 2 best teams. I'll go Ravens. I'll say, even though I kind of want to just pick the Chiefs, but I don't want to pick the Super Bowl champs again. So we'll go Ravens. And then in the NFC, I don't know. I'd have to look. I'd have to look at it, I think. 49ers should be good again, huh? I'm going to Packers, I don't know. I guess the Packers always have a chance, but
Outside, that's the ball.
it's probably going to, I feel like it's going to be the same team. So I got a text message. Which sport is the hardest to rebuild a team in? Well, I think basketball is the easiest because all you need to do, just look at the Lakers. You just need to grab, if you can have one off season where you get 2 superstars, you can go from horrendous to good. Baseball's tough because, no one player can turn a team around. Football's kind of the same way, though. Unless you have a good team, but a horse manure quarterback, which makes your team look bad since it's the most important position in sports, and then you get a good quarterback. But I think football is tough because you got such a big roster. So I'll say football or baseball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
What would you say if I told you that if your catchers blocked my view and a pitch that was in the zone, I couldn't see it and called it a ball? I would tell you to move. How did they get in your way? Like they stood up too tall?
Full count.
No problem, Jay Sean.
3.
There's strike 3. Sorry, I'm trying to get to all the questions in the chat, guys. How did Rivers get a high school coaching job before he even retired? Did he? Well, he has like 15 kids, so I'm sure one of them are in high school. The Jets will win the Super Bowl in 2032, maybe. Not this year. The Jets are still a mess. The Bears? Well, the Bears' offense was putrid. Good news for the Bears, they got 10 tight ends on their roster, so if they want to just put a tight end at every position other than quarterback, they could do that this coming year. They got to figure out their quarterback position. So Trubisky's got to figure it out, or... Who did they sign? I'm having a mental block. I feel like the Bears just signed a quarterback. Bonds has a... he's got a single and he's got a ground out to short. What about the Jets when they were decent? Yeah, the Jets used to be okay. They were decent. They were all right in a couple of the Rex Ryan years when they had Revis. Well, the Jets' defense was filthy for a little bit. When they had Revis, and who else did they have? Antonio Cromartie, I think they had a little bit. And they had... they're pretty good for a few years. But they just, they had, Mark Sanchez at quarterback. They were kind of like, the ground and pound, good defense. A little bit like the way the Titans did it this year. The story with Giles, the razors, and trash cans. What's the razors and trash cans? I don't even know what that is. Philip, where are you trying to coach? The Saints could, yeah. The Saints could get over the hump. What do I think about Bill O'Brien? I don't follow the Texans enough. I mean, I know everyone seems to give him crap. I mean, I thought... I don't know. I can't even give you my opinion because I don't watch the Texans enough. I don't follow them. I know they're always a good team, not a great team. I think he's a good coach. He might not be a great coach. Seems like he's a coach that's good enough to make a team good but not get them over the hump. But again, I don't watch them enough. Yeah, now I'm answering questions. I usually announce the game for the first 3-4 innings, and then I go to the questions. If our catcher boiler ump was actually like standing really tall, I would say something. But in my opinion, like with our catchers, none of our I've never had a catcher umpire say your catcher's getting in the way of me seeing, so I've never had to worry about it. If I looked at the catchers and said, "Man, this guy's standing really tall," I would say something. If I thought they were low and you were telling me that you couldn't see because of them, I would question what the hell you're doing. I would be honest and say, well, in my 8 years of coaching here, I've never once had an umpire tell me that the catchers are standing in their way. So I'm going to take their word for it, and I think you've got to figure it out. Stand a different way. The Giants are a mess too, you're right. Nick Foles, that's who went there. Thank you. You're right, Rivers and Antonio Cromartie. Yeah, the Jets did knock the Patriots out of the playoffs. That was that Mangini? Was that the Mangini year? Man, there's so many years of football now. Which of Brady's 6 Super Bowls was the sweetest? I don't know. I felt like... Well, the first one was amazing. The first one was the best one, I'd have to say. Because going into that game against the Rams, I just said, we're not going to win. But I said it's still going to be really fun to watch the Super Bowl. So that was most surprising. And then probably the second sweetest was probably the comeback against the Falcons. Because that was the most exciting. That's the most excited I've ever been watching a game. I couldn't believe it. Why do fans think take me out to the ball game when they're already there? That's a great question. Never thought about that. I did not see Bill O'Brien cuss out the fan. I think Bill O'Brien, again, I don't know him. He actually went to my high school. I don't know if that's a fun fact or I guess I went to his high school. He didn't go to mine. We went to the same high school. It does seem like he gets, I don't know if hot-headed is the right word, but I mean, I remember of all the years I've watched the Patriots, and I've watched every game in the last 25 years or so, I've never seen... Bill O'Brien and Brady would go like face to face in screaming matches. I've never seen anyone else do that with them. So I don't think that guy's messing around. He doesn't care to get in anyone's face. I really like, watching like Hard Knocks and stuff. I really like his coaching style because he seems like no nonsense, not gonna like bullshit you, tell you how it is, like really demanding. So I like that style from him. No, I don't. I haven't. I'm not in the locker room. I don't watch. I mean, so I don't know much more than that. But from that, I like him. Roethlisberger. No, I think he's gonna be. I think he's pretty much done. I don't know. I've never seen Jake Locker play baseball. I mean, he's athletic, obviously, but. Thanks, Bert.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Angels, number 24, Noe Ramirez.
Oh, that was Rex Ryan.
Leading up for the Giants, the left fielder, Barry Bonds.
I don't consider a hot dog a sandwich now. Oh yeah, Bart Scott. Can't wait. I say that sometimes when Laura says we're going to do something. I say, can't wait. Even though that kind of made me mad when Bart Scott did that. But so here's Bonds. Let's talk about Bonds for a minute here. So Bonds is going to have to figure out a way to hit a 2-run homer here with nobody on. If anyone can do it, he can. Fastball grip, it looks like. Nope, I lied. It's a breaking ball. A good place to start, Philip, is any place. I think the place you're thinking about is a really good place. If you've never coached before, then you just want to get into coaching, literally at any level. Sometimes people think like, coaching at the college level is better than the high school and coaching at pro ball is better than college. And to be honest, any level of coaching, sometimes coaching at a lower level is the best. They're going to walk Bonds here. Coaching at a lower level is best because you can do whatever you want. Like you can literally try things. Like you don't want to try to screw players up, but like you can try things with players. If you're coaching at a higher level, sometimes there's pressure to win. You can't try as much. So you're able to experiment. And if you do screw up as a coach, well, if it's 13U travel ball, like in the grand scheme of things, you'll be okay. Everyone's going to survive. So, yeah, you just got to coach. So I would definitely start there. And then you get pretty good at it pretty fast. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm a decent coach. My first year coaching, it's just weird transitioning from player to coach. There's a fly ball. Upton heading back. He's going to camp under it and make the catch. My first year coaching was so much different than what I'm like now. Like, I didn't know what to tell people. I wasn't sure when to say something. I was much more passive my first year coaching. Actually, my first year ever coaching, I didn't say anything. I coached at Wake Forest as a student assistant coach. I literally, one of the reasons was because I was just a student assistant, so I was, I wasn't getting paid, and I was just there to kind of help with stuff. But I literally barely said anything. I just watched how everyone else coached, and then I progressively said more and more. And now I feel totally comfortable just yelling at anyone. What's Gabe? Is that Gabe? What's he mad about?
Be safe. No, he's safe.
Should coaches be both head coach and GM? You mean for like in the major leagues? Or are you talking about in football? Like how kind of Bill Belichick is kind of the GM, even though he doesn't have that title? Who is the face of baseball? Baseball, I don't know. I don't even know if it has a face. I mean, I feel like the exciting players are like Acuna, Javi Baez. Maybe even Juan Soto's slowly doing that. Like Mike Trout, people don't even probably know who Mike Trout is if you saw him outside of a baseball uniform. Yeah, so I don't know how.
The catcher, AJ. First and 10.
I think being a head coach, I think being any coach in football in the NFL is just so time consuming. So I don't know how the hell they make time to be the GM and the head coach. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know enough about it, obviously, but I would think that'd be very difficult. The biggest fight your teammates had amongst themselves? I don't really even remember our teammates really fighting at all. Like, nothing huge. What's my take on parents berating umpires and following them along with coaches? Yeah, so I don't know. This is the way I look at it, and no one looks at it this way. I'm like one of the only people. I don't scream and yell at any umpires. I don't call them names. I don't follow them to their car. I don't do any of that stuff for a few reasons. One, it's kids playing a game. That's the first thing. Like, if you're in the major leagues, fine. There's millions and millions and millions of dollars at stake, and there's people's jobs and livelihoods. And even in college a little bit there is, because, college coaches get fired all the time. And so yeah, that is a little more serious. But at like a 12U game, like, I'm never going to yell at the umpires. That's the first thing. Second thing is, they're essentially volunteer. Like, they get paid, but they're not getting paid. They're not full-time umpires. I say it to my dad all the time. So my dad gets really upset at umpires. He's been thrown out of a lot of games. And I always have this conversation with him. Because he's one that will, if you're terrible, he's going to scream and yell at you the whole game. And I'm always like, dude. I'm like, Dad, I go into every game not expecting the umpire to be great. Especially if it's a high school game or below. They're not professional umpires. So they're going to screw up. I go in expecting them to screw up, and I say they're going to screw up for me, and they're going to screw up for them. Now, the only time I get mad at umpires is if it looks like he just doesn't give a shit, and he's literally just there to collect his $120 and leave. Then I'll get a little bit upset. But those are the main reasons why I don't get overly upset. There's a rocket hit down the line by Trout. Bond's over, picks it up, fires it in the second. Trout will stop it first.
Now batter, third baseman, Anthony.
Yeah, Jack, I remember. I've heard about that. A lot of our coaches and players were talking about it. They said he went insane. Yeah, some get 130. It's a doubleheader though. It's not just for one game. So it's a doubleheader, 120 or 130. Yeah, every umpire makes mistakes. That's what I mean. I don't go into the game thinking that they're not going to make mistakes. Even Major League umpires make plenty of mistakes. Cody Blair, you like a hat? Well, this hat right here, I don't have any more of these right now. I do have other hats. I can't just give them away because literally I'd have 8 million people asking me for them. I probably will put them up on our site for sale, but I can't do it right now because I can't really get to the post office, which makes it difficult. So keep an eye out. If things get better, I'll start probably putting them up there in the next month or two. There's a pitch out. They guess right, but Trout still gets in there. So the Giants guess right on the pitch out. They slide step, they pitch out. It doesn't matter. Trout still steals. Wow, Shula Show, 500,000. That's crazy.
I got to count 2 and 2.
Yeah, Big Chach, I hear you. I think it's ridiculous. See, I also hate when people yell at the umpires because it's like, so Pujols goes deep. I didn't even see it. Rocket shot to left field. I think I kind of saw it. The other reason I don't like yelling, I just don't like when people make excuses. Like, I'm so tired of hearing like, oh, it's the umpire's fault we lost. Like, I hear that all the time. It's the umpire's fault we lost today. No, it freaking isn't the umpire's fault. Even if they made like a huge, horrible call, like, I just don't like when people try to blame it on other people, the umpire's fault. No, you stink. That's why.
No, inside. Ball, that's down.
So we do, Bert, we do have a company that does that, but they don't do these hats. They do like different kind of hats. Yeah, youth sports parents. I mean, we're lucky for us. We have pretty good parents. I've had a lot of bad parents over the years, and then we just don't have them come back and play for us anymore. Because I really don't want to deal with bad parents. That's the one good thing now with our program is that we've become a really good program, so a lot of people want to play for us. So if a parent acts like an absolute idiot, then we just tell them, sorry, but you will no longer be with us, and then that's really easy. But we've had some real knuckleheads over the years. Do I think umpires toss the coaches and players, or do they do it themselves? Well, it just depends. I've seen umpires throw people out for no reason at all. And then I've seen them throw them out for good reasons, so a little bit of both. I think as an umpire, you have to have some common sense. Like, if a guy is, well, usually I feel like it's pretty obvious when a coach is being an absolute idiot, just won't shut up. You give him a warning, he doesn't shut up, and you throw him out. I've seen sometimes where, like, a coach will ask a question and the umpire's like, one more word and you're out of here. It's like, dude, I'm just asking a question. Like, we can have a conversation.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Giants.
I'm not going to play Red Dead today because I fell asleep last night at like 3 in the morning. And I really need to get some sleep tonight. Oh, Mike Trout, you son of a... I've been waiting to pull a Mike Trout.
Oh, that's just out.
Does our team play in southeastern Mass? So southeastern. Like down like near Cape Cod area? My team is in northeastern Mass, but... Jack, did you forget to give the other Giants players any offensive ability?
No, ball 4.
The batter, number 5. Second baseman.
See you, Bert.
Sura.
Do the umps allow our kids to talk to them? I think some will talk to them, but depends what they're saying. Like, if I was an umpire, I wouldn't listen to, like, I'm not going to let some kid yell at me about calls I'm making. If I'm the coach and one of my players starts yelling at an umpire for a call, I'm going to tell the player to shut up and let me talk to the umpire. So that would be the first rule. I'd say, you're not going to yell at umpires. I'll talk to the umpires. You just play the game. But if a player just asks the umpire a question like, was that ball low, or, you know, something like that, then I think as an umpire, probably that's fine. Unless the kid just keeps at it, we're not gonna have a conversation. Like, I'm gonna make the call, and you just play the freaking game. Stop asking me questions. Yeah, Aaron Boone. I like that talk by Aaron Boone. See, I like Aaron. Again, I don't know Aaron Boone at all, but I like the way that Aaron Boone handles himself.
Ball. The count is 1 and 2.
That's right, Jason. How's your wife and my kids? I don't watch John Boy. I have seen some of his videos, but I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos. I don't have a lot of time. I'm always making stuff, either YouTube or this, or I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube stuff.
Now pitching for the Giants. Number 54. Daddy.
Yeah, there's something about, I don't know, I've played for a lot of managers and a lot of coaches in my life, like hundreds of them. And I feel like you can tell pretty quickly, or at least I can tell pretty quickly, when I hear a coach or a manager give a speech or talk to a team, not even give a speech, just talk to a team and talk to an umpire or whatever when they're mic'd up. I feel like I can tell very quickly who's good and who's not. Like when I watch
I got 2-1 the count.
Hard Knocks, I can tell real fast. And it has nothing to do with X's and O's, obviously, or any of that stuff, because I don't even know X's and O's in football. But I just can hear the way a coach or a manager like conducts a team meeting, and you can tell really quickly if they're good or not. That's my favorite thing to do, watch the mic'd up stuff and figure out which coaches are legit and which ones are not that good. Like, I don't want to say bad things about people, but for instance, the first time I heard Hugh Jackson talk to his team on Hard Knocks, I was like, this guy is not good. Like, I'm sure he's a good coach. You know, they talk about him being a good positional coach. But the first time I heard him talk to his team and the way he talked to the players, I was like, he just can't be a head coach. And I wasn't basing that off of what he'd done in the past or any of that stuff. I just couldn't do it. Me personally, like, I think Jeff Fisher seems like a great guy. But when I hear Jeff Fisher talk to his team, I'm like, I can't. And I know he coached for a long time in the NFL. But I don't know. There's something about the way he talks to his team and interacts with players that I felt that. And again, I'm basing this off TV shows and mic'd up stuff. Although I've seen a lot of mic'd up stuff with the Rams when he was with the Rams. I always felt like he wanted to be too much of a player's coach, where he wanted everyone to kind of like him, and you couldn't take. I could not take him serious. Like, if I was sitting in those rooms and he was talking to me, I couldn't take him serious as an NFL coach. Seems like a great guy, but I don't know if he's going to get the best out of the most out of his team. It's hard to say how does a good manager talk to his team, but I can just feel when I hear them, I just can feel that they're good. Like, when I heard the way Buck Showalter talked to our teams when I was with the Orioles, I knew he was good. Same thing with Buddy Black. Like, when you hear Buddy Black talk to the team, you know he's good. When I heard Terry Francona talk to the team, I knew he was good. And that doesn't mean they're going to be a successful coach, but because some of it depends obviously on their teams they have and all that stuff, but
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
have I met any NFL players or coaches?
Batting in the seventh spot, number 99.
That's a good question.
Middleton.
I don't know if I've met any NFL players or coaches.
Batting 9. Number 22, David Fletcher.
Yeah, so Freddie Kitchens is a good example. Like, Freddie Kitchens, same kind of thing. He just didn't have, when I listened to him talk,
One ball, one strike.
I just don't get the feeling that he has it to be a head coach. He could be a position coach. He might be really bright with that stuff, but I don't know if he has, like, the communication skills, and I don't even know how to explain what communication skills you need, but I just don't feel like he has it. That's why I say when I hear Bill O'Brien talk to his team, I thought, again, this was a Hard Knocks ago, a long time ago, but the way he talks to his team, the way he coaches, I thought that he was a good coach. Now, I know Texans fans might be like, oh, this guy stinks.
That's ball four.
No, I absolutely agree. When you're a player, I feel like just because someone's a coach doesn't mean you're going to listen to them, you're going to work hard, you're going to do all that stuff. I think there's a lot of teams, especially in the NFL, probably in other sports too, but I think there's a lot of teams that the team just doesn't, I don't know if respecting the head coach. Oh, Bonds goes down on strikes. Like, when I think of Bill Belichick,
Third baseman, number 13.
when I watch him coach the team, like, I feel like he's getting the absolute most out of the team every second the team is there, whether it's in meetings or on practice field. Like, the team is going to play as hard as they can. They're going to listen to him. They respect him. They're not going to F around, right? Just the way you watch him talk at practice. That's not the way it is at every practice, though, for other teams.
1-1. outside.
I don't know if anyone got this prediction right. 5-1, Angels. Look at Pujols. He still got it. Double play. What a great double play right there. That is not your average double play. Joe Madden's excited as the Angels win 5-1. I don't know about you guys, but that was kind of a boring game in my mind. Maybe it's because I don't know any of the Giants guys because they were so old, and I just wanted to watch Bonds. All I know is I enjoyed talking football. There's nothing, I love baseball, but there might be nothing I enjoy talking more than football. I love football. Yeah, Jack, so I think with robo-umps, if it is strictly called by a machine, then pitch framing goes out the window. At that point, your catcher needs to be better at blocking and throwing than he does receiving, which probably means his offense can go up a little bit. Let's check the box scores. Yeah, Bonds, uneventful game for Bonds. I was so excited to watch him. So Trout reached base 3 times.
And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Not much else from anyone else in the Angels lineup. The Giants, Bonds 1 for 3. You could tell I stayed up late last night. 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Still 500 on base percentage. We'll take it. Next stream be a football stream. When we get close to football season, I'll definitely do football streams. That's right, Jay Sean. What was your bat choice in high school, college, and MLB? I used in college I used Louisville Slugger, Exo Grid my junior year. We were sponsored by Louisville Slugger, so I had to. I used an Easton Stealth, was it? Was it Easton Stealth in high school? And in pro ball, I used mostly Louisville Slugger C271. Why'd Jose Canseco snitch? I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, I do have a lot of questions in here tonight. Thanks, Philip. Yeah, watching hockey. I would if there was hockey on. I did not. I haven't turned the TV on in quite some time. The only thing I've turned the TV on is to watch Last Dance. So here's another one. Phil Jackson. I'm watching Last Dance. When you watch Phil Jackson, you can tell he's a good coach. You know who else you can tell he's a good coach? Doug Collins. When I watched Doug Collins talk to his team, I felt like this guy's a good coach. I like the way he talked to his team. Now, again, I don't know. Phil Jackson talked about how the offense was too much just run through Michael Jordan, give Michael the ball, and move out of the way. Well, I mean, I guess that's probably a good move when you've got the best player in the world, but... How disappointing was the 2010 season for of the Patriots? 2010. I'm not good at remembering each year, so I'm not good at remembering what year 2010 was. 2010. The 2010 was the 2010 year when Belichick said, "I just can't get this team to play the way I want them to play." I can't remember if that was the year. Coach K at Duke, yeah, awesome. Pippen was great, for sure. That was the year they lost to the Jets I'd have to go back and see what that team was. I can't remember year to year. I remember certain years, like the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl years are easy to remember because then I can think back to the team. But like 2010, I can't remember that team exactly. If I went back and looked at it and saw their lineup, I'd remember the year really well. Phil Jackson's offense only works if you have the best player in the game. Well, I mean, every offense definitely does help when you have the best player in the game. I mean, I think Phil Jackson was a very good coach. Obviously, I think it helps when you have great players, but that's the same with anyone, really. I mean, Bill Belichick, great coach. It helps when you have the best quarterback of all time. I mean, Phil Jackson's offense was more of a... I mean, Phil Jackson's offense wouldn't work in today's game because it's, you know, you needed like a big man. They wanted to get the ball in the post over and over and over again. So when they had Shaq and Kobe, worked out pretty well. And then, well, with the Bulls, I guess they didn't have a great big man, but they used to post up Jordan a lot. What the? What's this so loud for now? Yeah, '08 was when Brady got hurt, right? What do I think of Tony Dungy? So I don't know if I've seen Tony Dungy, like, I haven't seen him enough mic'd up in front of his team. Seems like a great guy. Yeah, I'm not complaining about the Patriots. Even when they don't do well, it's fine. Bruce Bochy, the version of Phil Jackson. Yeah, Bruce Bochy's a great manager. I never had a chance to play for him. He was the Padres manager when I got drafted, but I only got to meet him a couple times, but never got to play for him. But I've heard only great things about Bruce Bochy. Everyone loves playing for him. I think he probably is pretty similar to Phil Jackson. It's probably a really good comparison. I did watch Tom versus Time, yeah. Anything Tom Brady's done online or on anything, I've watched. I'm obsessed with, especially football. Those mic'd up football things, I'm obsessed with them. I've watched, like, Do Your Job, the Patriots. Well, they have Do Your Job 1, 2, and maybe 3. I've watched them 4,000 times. Was the 46 defense really that good? Well, it was in 1985. Yeah, you need big. Yeah, you need. Well, same thing with the triangle offense. I feel like you need good passers. Shaq's one of the best big men passers, and Bulls had. Well, Rodman was a great passer. The best pale center. Oh, I remember the 46 defense. I remember everything in football. The 2000 Ravens defense was terrific. Well, the thing about the thing about the Bears defense in '85 was, I don't think anyone was used to, like, I don't think anyone could figure out how to stop it. It took time to, like, adjust to it. I almost feel like, not to the same degree. I was going to say I almost feel a little bit like it was when the Dolphins ran the Wildcat offense and no one could figure it out. Speaking of a terrible loss, I remember this vividly. 2008, I was in the major leagues against the Nationals. That Sunday, the Dolphins played the Patriots and they busted out the Wildcat, and Ronnie Brown went bananas against the Patriots. And I remember coming in and out of the dugout to check the score of the game and throwing up every time I saw it. Jack, I would just mix it up and work on both. I'd work a little bit on one knee, a little bit on two, and then in games go with what you're doing best at. Even as a Brady fan, can you admit that the whole mouth kissing thing is a little weird? What do you mean mouth kissing? Like kissing your kids on the mouth? Is that what you mean, Sly Cruz? I kissed both of my kids on the mouth, so I don't know. People would say that. People would be like, why is he kissing his kids on the mouth? I don't know. I kissed both my kids on the mouth. Do the Patriots have the pieces to make the Super Bowl without Brady? Probably not this year. I think it's all going to depend on Stidham and how good he is. So I'm guessing he's not going to explode on the scene this year. My hope is that he plays this year and we play decently well and we go like 9-7. We don't have much cap space at all. We have no cap space. And then we have a lot of cap space, I think, in 2021. So hopefully Stidham can continue to get better. So not this year, but maybe next year. More so the one kiss with Robert Kraft. Yeah, I don't think I would kiss the owner on the lips, but Big Chat, you don't know what's that, a New England thing? Kissing your kids on the lips? Is that what you're saying?
Closing in on first.
Once my kids turn 8, you stop kissing them on the lips. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I mean, my son's almost 6, and I still do. I mean, I probably won't kiss like my son when he's 30 on the lips, but I think I probably still will when he's 8, 9, 10. So the Patriots regret releasing Antonio Brown. I mean, if he was on the team, I think that we obviously do much better, but nobody knows what... I don't know what it was like with him in the locker room or what it was, and he's going through all that stuff. I have no idea. So, that's true. You don't know where Kraft's lips have been. 2007 was the greatest football team to ever walk the planet. New England Patriots. That team was ridiculous. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. People up here though will say this. Well, maybe not people up here, but a lot of people on like social media will say like, "Why is he kissing his kids on the lips?" I personally have never thought that was strange. I don't even think about it. Yeah, see, that's interesting. I guess that's just I don't know. It's just not something I've thought of. I've never been like, I'm gonna go kiss my kids, but where should I kiss them? It's just like a natural thing that I do. I'm sure for some people it's natural not to do that. You don't like my simulation game starting? All right, guys, we'll go one more minute of questions, and I'm going to bed. '72 Dolphins team. Well, I wasn't around in '72 for the Dolphins, but if you're going to say, this is what I'll say, Boiler. You can say that they weren't as good, but you can't say they can't hold a candle. Did you watch the Patriots play that season? They were blowing teams out every week. Now, the Dolphins, what was 72? Yeah, they're a good team. But I don't know if you can say they can't hold a candle to them. That's saying like they're not even close. Yeah, and they're much different teams too. I agree. Like the era of play was much different. My schedule for streaming this week, I have no clue. My schedule typically just depends on what I have for work and what I have to do for YouTube videos. Oh, Moss was an absolute animal. He was unstoppable in 2007. Literally unstoppable. We were just throwing the ball up, and he was going up and catching everything. Straight cash homie is my favorite thing ever. Randy Moss, my favorite player of all time. It didn't matter. I remember a game against the Dolphins. We literally threw a ball up. There were 3 defenders around him. He jumped up, caught the ball with one hand over everybody. He was unstoppable. Dan Marino should have won an Oscar in Nice Ventura Pet Detective. Would I have had a futures card? Maybe. No one could move the ball in the Dolphins' defense in 72. I bet you the Patriots of 07 could have moved the ball on them. I mean, Moss was insane. I know Jerry Rice is the best wide receiver ever, but there were certain years where Moss was maybe the most dangerous wide receiver of all time. The option offense, why isn't it used in the NFL? Because the defenders in the NFL would beat the ever-living hell out of the quarterback to the point where you couldn't do it. So NFL season, obviously is longer. You got to play 16 games. But the defenders are bigger, stronger, faster, and they're just going to kill the quarterback. That's true, too. That's a good point, Jay Sean. Just throw it up to him. Calvin Johnson was great, too, yeah. You're welcome, Sly Cruz. Jeez, Jack, you got to stop playing this game so much. I played both offense and defense in high school. The only thing I wasn't on was kick return because they wanted to give me a little bit of a break, but actually when we went to the playoffs, then I got put on kick return. Could I have played D1 college football? Probably. Thanks, Jason. I liked offense more than defense. I like defense a lot, but I like offense more. I was like a wide receiver, slot wide receiver. I played in the backfield some too. See you, Big Chotch. I had 4 brownies tonight. I love brownies. Anyways, everyone, I love punt returns. That was my favorite part of football, returning punts. Unless the other team punts it out of bounds away from you, then it's not fun. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Good discussion. I like these question and answers. Actually, you know what, guys? I am going to be on tomorrow night. Not on Twitch, though. I'm going to be on YouTube. I'm doing Juan Rivera and I are doing a little like sports talk segment, like an hour segment. We're going to talk baseball, maybe a little bit of other sports. Hopefully he doesn't talk something football because that's going to get me off on a tangent. But we're doing that tomorrow. Probably going to do it at, I think, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll put up a post about it on Instagram or something. Last question, Danny Ark. Which NL West team could compete with the Dodgers? None of them. But I don't think the Giants are going to be too great. I don't think the Diamondbacks are interesting. I always like the Diamondbacks. Padres are interesting, but they might be a little ways away. I'll go Diamondbacks. I'm probably doing 9 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm going to put up a post, though, just so you guys know. But I'm thinking 9 o'clock. All right. All right, everyone. Good night. Thanks again. We'll see you guys, I don't know, maybe tomorrow if you come over to YouTube and check that out. See you guys.